Okay, are we? Oh, there we are. We're live. Hi, everybody. My name is Tracy with Radiant Center, and it's a pleasure to bring this Thanksgiving-inspired gratitude yoga practice and meditation. And I hope that you all are having a wonderful week. It is such a bizarre time in history. And I know that for some people, there is more anxiety and grief than ever before. And so if we can come to a place where, even though we may be practicing at our own home space, and we're not together in person the way that we would like to be, due to these COVID restrictions, if we can remember that collectively we can come together, energetically and emotionally, we can come together. I'm happy to hold space for you and your healing, even though I'm in my home. And hopefully you can hold space for me. And I really appreciate each and every one of you, which is why I want to put out more free content and just help to keep the mood and the morale high, because we all can get through this if we do this together. So here we are, and it is a Tuesday morning. We're going to get started. So go ahead and get your props. We're going to need to get a couple blocks if you have them. If you don't, you can always modify in any way with whatever you do have. And you're also going to want to have a blanket nearby. So you can just fold your blanket, and we'll come to sit on that. Okay. Great. So once you come to your comfortable seated position on a blanket, you can rock a little bit from side to side. Broaden the sit bones. And just imagine that you have a string connected to the crown of the head that's just pulling you up. So you're nice and elongated through the sides of the torso, through the spine. It helps to lift us out of the hips so that the hips can relax the legs and drop the knees below the hip line. So now that you feel a little bit more spacious, a little bit more relaxed in your body, we can officially begin. And we're going to start with bringing gratitude into our practice, being thankful and heart-centered, so that we can approach this holiday weekend with our loved ones, or even if we're by ourselves or with a chosen friend. Whatever it is, our experience that we're creating, we just want to be able to come into the space full of love and full of thankfulness. And we're going to start with being thankful for ourselves, making the time to show up and give ourselves the self-care practice. So let's start by closing the eyes and taking a couple deep cleansing breaths. So in through the nose, out through an open mouth, sigh. And inhale, lifting nice and tall through the body, creating more space, more comfort. And as you exhale, exhale into a feeling of stability and groundedness, so that you can trust yourself, so that you feel safe within your own body, within your own mind. One more cleansing breath, and sigh. Very good. So now we can bring the hands and we can just stack them over one another, over the heart space. And we're just going to breathe into this area of the chest where the breath is the most accessible. And try to release any rigidity in the body, any feelings of stiffness, any unnecessary gripping or tightness. Try to release that, try to relax, so that it's easier to breathe and to expand the seat of consciousness, which is the heart center. And sending yourself gratitude for showing up this morning, for creating space for your practice. so that you can give yourself and your loved ones more authentic love and forgiveness, to be present, to listen without needing to interrupt, but just really holding space for your loved ones so that you can also feel more comfortable in yourself. Inhale, reaching the arms all the way up and pressing the palms of the hands together. Exhale, drawing the hands all the way back down to the heart and dropping the head. Inhale, reaching up. And exhale, drawing the hands down, bringing all the energy here. And exhale, bringing the hands down. So this is an act of devotion. Good. Inhale, bringing the fingertips to face forward as the hands straighten in front of you, opening out the arms. And then as you exhale, go ahead and wrap your arms around yourself and give yourself a hug. Inhale, open up. And exhale, the opposite arm over the top and draw it in. Thank you, and I love you. That's the mantra. Thank you. I love you. So simple, so powerful. Thank you. And I love you. Good. So now that we have expanded this energy from our seat of consciousness, from our heart chakra, now we're going to start to move the body and roll out some of the aches, some of the tension in through the neck and shoulders. So inhale, lifting the shoulders up towards the earlobes. Exhale, bring the shoulders back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together as you pull the shoulder blades down. Inhale. Exhale, back, together, and down. Exhale, back, together, and down. And if you're really tight, if you've been holding the weight of the world on your shoulders, it might sound a little bit crunchy in your muscles. Good, let's reverse the circles now. Inhale, bring the shoulders back and up. Exhale, the shoulders forward and down, dropping the chin slightly. Inhale, lift. Exhale, forward. Just like that. One more time. And then go ahead and reset the shoulder blades onto the back. Just kind of test the neck and shoulders, see if you feel a little bit more space, a little bit more ease with these movements. And now we're going to reach the arms back behind us and interlace the fingers, pull the arms back, and maybe the arms have a difficult time clasping. So if you can't clasp the hands like this behind the back, then you just want to reach the arms and just squeeze them towards each other, or fingertips to the floor and just hold your arms in this space so the shoulder blades are knitting together. Otherwise, interlace the fingers. And you can pull the knuckles down, or you can even float the arms up. It just kind of depends what's in your practice. And now we're going to drop the chin forward, and we're going to draw a smile across the chest with the chin. Moving with the breathing. If one side of your neck is tighter, make note of that. And also spend a little time working in some of those tight places. So maybe the head moves into a position that feels very interesting because there's some tightness. So hold your head there and gently move the chin. Maybe a couple centimeters or a couple inches to the right and the left, sending your breath into the tight muscles. This is a practice of compassion, a practice of love. And when you love yourself, when you can do the self-care for yourself, you can love the entire planet. Like the Dalai Lama says, it starts with you. So be kind, don't force. so that when you meet another who's struggling, you can be kind and hold space. Beautiful. Once the chin comes to the center, go ahead and lift the head to neutral, release the arms. And then we're going to keep the right fingertips rooted to the ground and inhale, lifting the left arm up, reaching up, opening the side body, and then taking the arm all the way over the head. Inhale back up, and maybe bend the elbow out and look towards the elbow. Look down, reaching the arm back over. So you can play with the position of your head. Just notice how your body feels when you move in that way, and then we're going to switch sides. Inhale, lifting the arm. Exhale, moving the head. Invite more freedom into your body before you release. And then just give yourself an extra shoulder circle or two and notice if there's any difference. So now we're going to come onto our hands and knees. And that extra blanket that I had you grab for practice, open it up for your knees. Coming onto hands and knees. Let's warm the spine. Top of the feet can press down. Fan open the fingers so you have a nice firm foundation. As you inhale, lift the tailbone and the crown of the head. There's a slight toning of the belly muscles just so that you can protect the back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together lightly and then exhale round. Inhale into the back bend, pull the shoulders back. Exhale, round the spine, drop the head. Good. 2 more times. Very good. And then once you come up to hands and knees, you're going to extend the right leg out in front of you. You can grab your yoga block, and maybe you're going to need that to the inside of your extended leg. Now, notice the foot of the extended leg is pressing firmly flat. So the sole of the foot is down to the ground. You can bring your hand onto your yoga block and inhale your left arm up. And as you exhale, take it over the extended right leg. Now, if this block is too high for you, you can always drop it a little bit lower. And if you find that you don't need that block, even if it's at its lowest settings, then you can move it away and bring your hand flat to the ground. So we're going to take this arm and we're going to just circle it all the way around. If it's in your practice, if you don't have any aches and pains in your neck, then you can, of course, just follow your hand and just trace it all the way around with your gaze. And then reverse. And remember to move the wrist. And as you inhale, pull yourself all the way up. Keeping your leg where it is, it's still the anchor. And you can take your hand onto the yoga block if you want to, or flat on the ground. And you're going to press through it, float that extended leg all the way up to hip height, and then bring the arm up to the sky. Now you want to make sure to not tighten up that bottom shoulder. So keep the shoulder blade on the back, nice long neck, and we're open, flexing the foot, reaching up through the hand, reaching up through the gaze. And you can stay right here, or you can put a bend into that floating knee, and you can bring the heel towards your buttocks, and maybe even bring the head back, and just yawn the body open. And then release, plant the foot, lift all the way up. Good, now we're going to switch sides. Pressing down through the sole of the foot, the hand comes to the block, and inhale, reaching up through the arm, stretch all the way over. Remember to relax that bottom shoulder. And you can circle the arm around. And reverse. If this is your tighter side, maybe work the arm around an extra couple of times. I'll let you decide. Inhale, lifting all the way up when you're ready. And bringing your block down. Plant your hand on top of it. And as you press, go ahead and float that leg up to hip height. Really flex through the foot so you feel strong. The abdominal muscles draw in and you feel stable. And then you can reach. Then you can really start to explore the dynamic movements in your body. Remember the Ujjayi ocean breathing. Putting a bend into the knee, grabbing the foot, and maybe press the heel towards the buttocks. Obviously, if you have knee issues, there's really no reason to create any unnecessary injury in the body. So this is where you have to listen to your inner teacher. And then you can yawn the body open, relax your head back into an invisible hand that's supporting you. Open the throat, the heart, and don't forget to smile. And release, and open, pressing down through the foot and just popping up effortlessly. Good. And so from here, move the block off to the side. Hands pressing down. You want to splay the fingers and curl the toes, downward facing dog. Pedaling in place, lifting one heel at a time as you draw the hips back, but remember to relax the shoulders and readjust the gaze. Inhale the left leg all the way up. And put a bend into the knee, circle the ankle around in both directions. Inhale, straighten the leg. As you exhale, step the foot all the way through. Now, you might have to give your foot a hand to bring it forward, so take your time getting set up. And you want to make sure that the front heel is directly beneath that front knee. We want to avoid any strain on the knee. And then spinning the back heel down. Always have a block nearby. It's here if you need it. You can even grab both of your blocks that I had you grab for practice. And you can set one to each side of the front foot to whatever level you like. It's just there for support. That's all it is. As you press through the back foot, inhale, reach all the way up, or walk the hands up the front thigh. Whichever is in your practice. And eventually you can bring one or both arms up. Good. Inhale, straighten the front leg. As you exhale, bend the knee, bend the elbows out to the sides. Inhale, straighten and reach. And exhale, bend and go nice and deep. One more time. Inhale and exhale, sit deep, but reach up through the arms. Lift up and out of the pelvis. Stretch through the spine. And as you exhale, come all the way down. Lifting the back heel. Bringing the knees side by side. We're going to take cat-cow. Feel that beautiful back bend. Stitch your shoulder blades together and then exhale round. Last round. And then from tabletop, stepping the right foot forward, curl the back toes under, and spin the back heel down. Now remember your blocks. They're here if you need them. Get yourselves set up. If you feel a little bit wobbly here, even though the back foot is at a 45-degree angle, and you should have a nice stable foundation for your feet, but if you still feel a little bit challenged with balance, you can always use a chair nearby, you can use the wall, or you can walk your hands up the front thigh. Pressing down into the hip crease, making sure both hip bones are facing forward. Inhale, reaching up. Straighten the leg. As you exhale, go ahead and bend the elbows, bend the knee, and look up. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And then exhale. Sit low, go deep, but reach up through the arms and lift yourself up. Extend the spine. extend the gaze, open the fingers, be active, alive, and think about expressing through your heart, expressing love, sharing it with the whole planet, your family, your friends, your community. And then as you exhale, go ahead and lower all the way down, lift the back heel, and carefully exit 3 rounds of cat-cow. Now to reset in a symmetrical pose, I'm going to have you choose. Do you want downward facing dog or child's pose? So if you want child's pose, you're going to open the knees a little bit wider than the hips, bring the big toes together to touch, and lower to the forearms. Press your sit bones towards the heels. And then you can bring the forehead and the heart down to the ground. If you want downward facing dog, it's just as we did before. You want to splay the fingers. You want to press more through the thumb and the index finger portion of the hand, the L shape of the hands. And then as you curl the toes under, you're pulling the hips back. And really think about untucking the tailbone and lifting back, really extending up through the spine. Pull the shoulders apart and then drop the head. Taking one more breath. And then after you finish one more breath in down dog or child's pose, go ahead and meet me on your folded blanket. So we can sit with our legs crossed, our ankles stacked in front of one another, or you can take your legs nice and wide. If you have any sort of instability in through the spine, lean back against a wall and just lean back so that you can relax and you don't have to work so hard to hold upright, because sometimes that creates a lot of unnecessary strain in the body and we want to avoid that. So lean against the wall, sit in a chair, and get comfortable. I'll let you take this moment to take care of yourself. And when you're ready, we're going to go ahead and close the eyes. Begin to survey your inner landscape. Go ahead and just notice, starting with the muscles of the face, if you're holding an expression, if you're holding perhaps a grimace. See if you can relax the muscles of your expression and transform them into an expression that is just lighter and more appealing, more pleasant, maybe even a gentle smile. Let the tip of the tongue touch the roof of the mouth, even though the jaw is slightly separated, so the jaw can be relaxed here. So many of us hold tension right here and through the face. You might even need to massage. Good. The chin slightly tucks, and we're filling through the back of the neck. And notice what happens with the rest of the spine. When you fill through the back of the neck, we naturally come over the sit bones. So there's better alignment. Allow the palms to face up, resting on your legs so that we're open to giving and receiving our energy. See if you can relax the shoulders. If you can breathe into the chest, but also into the diaphragm. There's movement in the ribs. And if there's movement in the ribs, then we can release the tension in through the belly. We can release tension that we may be holding in the buttocks or in the legs. It all begins to dissolve when we can understand where our holding places are. And now it's about the drishti. Now it's about the focal point. So we want to direct the focal point to the heart center today. And you can keep your hands here, or if you really like the feelings of stacking the hands, go ahead and bring your hands there to help guide the focus, to guide the breath, and to express from the heart center so that we can create a field around us that is compassionate and kind, a higher frequency that can help to elevate the frequency of the planet. Because if there's anything that we need more now than ever, it's to become more courageous and loving and less fear-based. So come right into here and I will meet you there. And so as you focus inward, go ahead and envision your face. Standing in front of you, see yourself. And send yourself love. This is a representation of your higher self. Send yourself love. Shroud yourself in light of love. And notice how that feels. And now you're going to envision the people in your life. So see your family one at a time. And even people that are like family, it may not be blood, but they're your family. See them and send them love. You love them, tell them so, and you are loved by them. Feel that truth. And see each one of them pass through your mental field and come into your heart. Envision your friends. See all the people that are in your tribe, your chosen people, and send and receive love from them. And see your neighbors. See the people that live around you and send them love. Even the ones that are difficult, they need love more than most. Send them love. Think of your children's teachers. Send them love. And anybody that passes through your mind, people that you see at the grocery store that help you, people at the post office, send them all love. Anybody else that you're struggling to communicate with, send them love. Envision the planet as a whole. Fill it with love. And bring your hands now into prayer pose. May we approach this Thanksgiving season with consciousness. We think before we speak, and what we speak is kind. May we hold space for others and hold space for our own healing as we are steeped in love. Thank you so much for joining me this morning, and I hope that you have the most wonderful week. I hope that your feast is delicious and pleasant, and I hope that you can laugh easily. Thank you so much.